Good afternoon. So we were talking about industries. Any questions, any doubts? Many of you are submitting your homework. I did give some samples of what people are submitting so that you can also learn from what others are doing in the morning. Due to network issue, I was not able to attend live classes. Okay. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to all. I'm taking live class after 4 days due to health issues. Okay. Submit your homework. Not able to submit. Okay. Chaliye. So बहुत सारे कारणों से many people are saying that this has been my issue, that has been my issue. I'm inviting you to go over all issues, be unreasonable, and complete your work. Is everyone with me on this? So welcome to all. So what are we going to do today? So today we have kept our class on, as per the syllabus, we will be talking about the regionalization of industrial areas in the country. We will see how geography is responsible, how I would say the history is responsible, the way things have come up. That's also we are going to look at. So all those things are going to go in this. Is everyone with me on this? Then we will go into some policy environment. What is the policy, industrial policies? We have been talking about some policies. We will be bringing that also. And apart from that, I will also try and look at some of the industries as we do every day with one of the industries. So कोशिश करते हैं कि क्या industry हम कर रहे हैं. So what industry are we talking of? We will be talking of, I think, auto industry as well. So we'll be doing auto industry, automobile industry, pharma industry, pharma, petrochemical, that is left. So I will see if it is possible today. There is some engagement which I have, so I might have to end the class a little early today. Probably tomorrow being a festival. So कल रक्षाबंधन के लिए आप लोग तैयारी कर रहे हैं? Yes. So उसके लिए probably I was also asked to finish my class. So I will be taking the class. Don't worry. But maybe we might end the class half an hour early. Generally we are 2.5 hours, and I often exceed that time. So I might end the class at 5 o'clock. So that is there, and I'm sure the festivities are to be a part of our learning. So उसमें भी हटना नहीं है पीछे. So we'll be working on that also. Get that? Your doubts and questions if any. तो ये है आज का plan. पॉलिसी करेंगे, इंडस्ट्री करेंगे. Yes, we'll also look at the government schemes. तो कुछ होमवर्क भी दूंगा. Government schemes क्या है? We'll be looking at all those things which will be coming as homework. Is everyone okay? चलिए, so एक handout डाला जाएगा. One handout will be given to you, and that handout would be about the policies, industrial policies. When we are talking about, I will be sharing that handout also. सर कल क्लास ऑफ होगी? नहीं, प्लानर में तो कल क्लास लगी हुई है. कल की क्लास तो है. क्लास तो 3 बजे है. तब तक रक्षाबंधन तो हो जाना चाहिए. It's not a morning class. Generally, I know, the sisters would want the brothers to travel wherever they are, reach out to them. And I remember that I would do that in the morning. So I would meet my sister tomorrow morning, and by afternoon I should be free, and I would be taking the class. Is everyone okay? So that is going to happen. So 5 minutes. I was waiting for your questions. No questions have been asked. Okay, Arif has a question. Arif का question देखते हैं. What is the question? Sir, reading, I understood that mobility of labor, ability to mobilize resources cheaply, ability to supply power long distance have somewhat diluted the attractive effect of these factors. Am I thinking on right? So let me read again what Arif is saying. Arif is talking about, he has understood that mobility of labor, ability to mobilize resources cheaply, and ability to supply power have somewhat diluted the attractive effect of what? Have these three factors gone down? Are you saying that? Are you saying that the importance of these three factors have gone down? Okay. So we will look at that also. Good afternoon, sir. Please review this brainstorming as asked yesterday. सुधाकर, ये सारा तो सबमिट करना था ना. सुबह इसके सैंपल्स भी डाले गए. आप टेलीग्राम ग्रुप पर हैं तो उसी पर सबमिट करने को कहा गया था कि मुझे सबमिट कर देंगे आप एडमिन को. सो प्लीज वहां सबमिट करें. I had requested this assignment to be submitted on the admin of the Telegram group. The group is there, and today morning in the group I shared some samples also, Sudhakar. So that would be better if you can evaluate based on that. So everyone, tell me. Let's look at Arif's statement, and interesting statement. Interesting statement. Arif has a statement to make. Because 5 minutes are over, let's come to the topic now. I generally wait for 5 minutes for people to join, or if there are any questions, so that you can be comfortable. So Arif has this suggestion. Arif has this suggestion that mobility of labor, ability to mobilize resources cheaply, so cheap resource mobility, and ability to supply power long distances. With time, with development, these things have happened. So as a result, these three factors are losing their control, or if not losing, their control is getting diluted. तो ये हमारे पास एक क्वेश्चन आया है. This is the question, and I think my class is intelligent enough. You can think between. That is what we are talking about. Agastya is saying difference between agglomeration and spillover effect. I don't know, Agastya, what is spillover effect. I know there is something called as agglomeration. There is agglomeration versus opposite is degglomeration. So Agastya, I would want to say that when people ask me questions, when the questions are asked out of context, it is difficult to get to the answer. So it is better that you give me a context. But since I know that agglomeration and degglomeration are two opposite things, and since you have tried to bring the two things, so this is an area. If the government feels that unit A, unit B, unit C, unit D, bringing all of them together will make them do well, that is called agglomeration. But if there are problems with a consolidated industry, a lot of problems in that. So if we take away A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, too much of congestion, land price is very high, labor is very costly. So this is called degglomeration. I don't know where you read it. So maybe some source is calling it spillover. So I have again a request. Agastya, I've tried to give an answer to your question. All students, whenever you're asking a random question, please give the context of it. It would always be better that you take a snapshot of that particular term used, and in that paragraph, the answer would be clear. But this is what, Agastya, your question should mean. Get that? So Agastya, your question has been answered. Others, please tell me what can be said about this, that the three factors, do you agree, yes or no? Do you agree, yes or no, these three factors are losing control? Quickly tell me true or false. Let's create a poll. Select from this. Do you think the three factors, mobility of labor, which is increasing with time, cheap resource mobilization has become easier with technology and development, and ability to supply power over long distances has also become easier? So that's what we are talking about. क्या आपको ये लगता है कि ये सही? Are these three factors correct? So the poll is over. 40-50. तो क्या करें? 40% people say yes, and 43, 57 say no. So people who are saying this, Arif started this. Arif, why do you feel this is happening? Can you support this? And all others who feel, can you support this? Samarth, yes sir, labor demand has reduced owing to technology. Okay. Sanyam, it also depends on type of industry. Perfect. So quickly tell me. People who said yes, these are getting diluted, please support it. So everyone take 1 minute. Take 1 minute. People who said no, these are not getting diluted, you take 3 points. 3 points to support your side. And the people who are saying it is diluted, you also take 3 points. Let us see who's able to support the side. Quickly, everyone. Okay, you can give your points, everyone. Please give in your points, whatever points you have. No, Neha, you have to tell me which side are you, yes or no. Please tell me which side are you, yes, and give me a point. Everyone, when you're writing, tell me which side are you. Yes, they have become diluted. No, not diluted. So Arif is saying there is no coal in Karnataka, but still Bhadravati steel plant is there. And that is the same in Visakhapatnam. And in Kanpur, textile. Perfect. Everyone quickly. Okay, now stop. Everyone, please pay attention to it. Please pay attention to this. Now this is, everyone, I have a question. Please stop. Father, son says, Papa, get me a bicycle. Father asked why. He says, Ramu bicycle, Shamu bicycle, Pappu bicycle, Rani bicycle, Rajni bicycle. Therefore bicycle. Would you call this an argument or a foolish thing? Has he given any reason? Has he given any reason? Arif, what did I ask you? What did I ask you? Give me reason. He says Karnataka is Bhadravati, Vishakhapatnam, Kanpur. This is what happens when you mug up from coaching. I hope nobody else would do the same mistake which Mr. Arif is doing. Everyone give me reasons. Arif, stop doing this. You have raised the question and you are showing that you are preparing for that SSC level. 3 example. I can give you 4 counter example. Then where will you hide, Mr. Arif? If I give you 4 example and your examples are also wrong. So next time anyone who asks a question, please be prepared. You should understand what is the argument and what is this. That is why the answers don't come. Saurabh has given yes. Saurabh's answer is yes. Labor of Eastern India migrates to West India to work in industry are there. So labor is migrating. So this is not a reason. This is so saying this is the status. This is current. This is a fact. Arif created a question out of nowhere and now we are discussing it. He says there are 3 facts. First of all, people who don't have the ability to argue, they will just go on facts. So there are facts are left brain blind people. Get that? So Saurabh, what you have written is a fact. You have to give me, you have to understand the question. Yesterday also I asked the question, people did not understand the question, so it doesn't work. No sir, because if given a chance, cheap labor mobilization will still be preferred. Deepshika, this is also not an answer. Again sir, power transmission is still a big challenge. Well, this is a fact. I am saying ability to supply power over long distance is a fact also. There is no denial to that. Still our nation has less growth, so labor is still mobilizing. So everyone, first of all, did we understand? None of us understood the question. Yes, none of us understood the question. And second is the question was asked just for the sake of it. Now let me answer you. Let me answer to this. Okay. First of all, everyone, did you understand what a blunder is this? When somebody asks you the reason, don't give examples. Don't at least don't show that. Don't tell कि भाई हम सचिन अरोड़ा से पढ़ के आए फिर. अगर आपसे कोई reason पूछे आप 3 example ठोकते हो तो मत करो ये काम. ठीक है. Second thing. Everyone, this is what Arif has understood, and Arif said that I see sir there is a lot of mobility of labor, so labor is losing its power. He says there is cheap mobilization of resource also. Resources can also be easily mobilized, so resource is also not of any consequence. And third is now that India is able to supply power to long distances, so power constraint is also not a thing. So these 3 factors are diluted. Sir, am I correct? So first of all, he is not applying any logic. He is not applying absolutely any logic. Let me tell you this thing. So when he says Bhadravati steel plant does not have coal, did we not very clearly say that the coal is one is coal is required for energy? So in South India, energy is provided by Tungabhadra, HEP. Very clearly said that. So this boy is not reading the full thing. ये सिर्फ class notes पे चल रहा है. Everyone, a request, please read something. थोड़ा सा develop करिए अपना. अगर mains को, if we are talking about clearing mains, we must develop our reasoning faculty. So reasoning is there. Second, he says that Visakhapatnam is away from resource. Everyone, we said Visakhapatnam is an import based. It is because of transport. We said very clearly, raw material has a very big role to play. Either you should be located on the raw material or your raw material transportation should be cheap. It is very clearly on the port. So it is not that Kashmir is having it, so it would have been a problem. Now let us talk about Kanpur and textile. Kanpur and textile. So what is it that Kanpur and textile has it? Don't we know that Kanpur has cheap labor? Don't we know Kanpur has cheap labor? And don't we know that textile comes from a very special raw material, cotton. Cotton is a pure raw material. There is no wastage happening. So can I use the textile example to prove this? Is it wise? Is it wise to use that? Vishwanath is saying textile is a weight losing industry. अब कौन इसे समझाए? इतना समझाया था कि cotton is not weight losing. We said cotton is not weight losing. So everyone, tell me one thing. Tell me one thing. When resource is a factor, where raw material is a factor, there you don't consider that as an example, and where it is not a factor, there you consider it as an example. Isn't it foolish? It doesn't make sense at all. It doesn't make sense at all. Let us be very, very clear. Let us be very, very clear. This whole debate is a futile debate. This whole debate is a futile debate because let us understand that till now the essence of the class. So क्योंकि answer तो कोई लिख ही नहीं पाया था. The class was not even able to write the answer. So I understand that the class is based only on notes, nothing else. So I just want to tell you, everyone who's listening to me, that different industries have different factors. Do all the factors have equal weightage? Do all the factors have equal weightage at all times? Yes? Yes or no? No. So tell me an industry which is like IT industry. Will it be decided by the labor more? No. The role will not be there. Nowadays, IT people are not even going to the office. Can it happen? So now saying, sir, because see example, IT people, that is why mobility of labor is of no use. Why there are industry? Let us talk about agro-based industry, tea industry. Skilled labor needed or not? Everyone, very clearly, skilled labor needed or not? Did we talk about that? So very easily we will show our narrow-mindedness on this, sir. That means this is losing cheap resource mobilization. Tell me, if resource mobilization is losing power, everyone, please get that. If resource mobilization is losing power, then why Ukraine, Russia is giving chills to the world? Why there is a chip shortage in the world? Why did Indonesia said, when Indonesia said palm ban was a problem? So can I say cheap resource mobilization? This is very, very cheap, can be mobilized, so no issues. Let us not worry about that. Do I have counter arguments? As I said, left brain and right brain. Left brain is fact blind. Left brain is fact blind brain. Right brain is analysis brain. So I have a request. You have 2 brains, bhai. Please analyze kar lo. And when I asked him the causes, he has 3 examples to throw on my face. Now I have more examples. Then what will you do? Ability to supply power long distances. Everyone, we have ability to supply long distances. Do you know there is something called as T&D losses? The longer you supply power, the more are the losses. The longer you supply power, the more are the losses. If that is the case, all the Himalayan HEP can be transported everywhere. What's the problem? True or not? Let me add one more thing. Everyone, I am having a sugar plant and I am having an aluminium plant. Do both of them, both are industries, heavy industry, sugar factory as well as aluminium. Do both require the same amount of electricity? Do both of them require the same amount of electricity? Did I not tell you that aluminium industry requires so much of electricity for hydrolytic reduction that mostly aluminium factories are located close to HEPs? One example I gave you, Rihand Dam, Renupur, where Hindalco is set up. Do you get that? ये मैं सब बता चुका हूँ. आज ये मुझसे क्वेश्चन पूछ रहे हैं कि सर क्या मैं ठीक सोच रहा हूँ? And then when I ask you why are you thinking like that, he has 3 examples. And 3 examples, किसी भी चीज का कहीं भी example दे दीजिए. Is it fair? So I would again say, please read. Okay. How many of you are in Master Stroke program, the MMP 2023? MMP 2023. Yes, some of you are there. So in that we are giving every day newspaper reading. And did you hear, people who are reading newspaper, that's also there. So a student writes for me, today he writes, good afternoon sir, I am a part of this MMP. I like to take your attention that every day reading newspaper, writing points, it takes a lot of time sir. I am already doing a course, current affairs from this educator sir. He covers everything. And sir, if I read the articles, then sir, it is taking 2 hours to read, understand and write the summaries. So therefore, I want your permission if I may skip the current affairs part. I will focus on whatever task you have given. You keep testing me and giving me feedback. So, does everyone not want this? Someone else to read the newspaper? Yes or no? The newspaper, because I am doing classes, no educators classes. Everyone, honestly बताइए, yes or no? Many of you gave prelims, yes or no? Many of you gave prelims. And many of you were relying only on some classes, some video classes. Yes? Did that help or your own reading helps? Someone says it has improved English also, I can see myself. And you have a whole year coming in front of you. I'm inviting you to do that. You won't do that. So I'm requesting everyone, this is a very good opportunity. Reading Fuller book also with me, and please get the analysis. So analysis अपनी reading से आता है. अरे argument आते हैं, सबसे बड़ी बात argument आते हैं. You get arguments. True or not? So I requested this person. I said, if you're not a person who likes to do things on his own, you want to have outsiders do it for you, this group is not for you. My stamina increased, and I'm saying every topper, if you listen to them, they said first 2-3 months it was a struggle. So there are smart people, वो मुझे पता है वो कभी नहीं करेगा, वो सिर्फ ऐसे मजे लेने के लिए देखूंगी अभी क्या करेंगे और मेरा पेपर चेक करते रहिए, because there is no one to check, because all the toppers have very clearly told, yeah, if you can find some teacher who can check. So I'm very, very clear that I am not going to commit to anyone who is not serious, because that will take the time of a serious student. And how much did I? आज एक article दिया है, I think Bangladesh वाला, Indo-Bangladesh river deal, small article from Hindu. Did it take more than 5 minutes? I've given you 5 articles. And that article on Hindu wala, on the river was only 5 minutes. Anyone who's doing that will take 5 minutes. Can you see the person is trying to just fool me? So it takes me 2 hours. And I also want to tell you, that student must not be knowing what is reading. He just knows studies, remember? So that's why I've said people who've not done that class, which is called the basic class, the beginner's foundation, where I teach reading. Reading nahi aata hai, to fir aapko newspaper mein will take 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours. And then you'll be looking for teacher doing that. And I'm saying there are many sitting in this class who did those things and went for prelims. And Jallianwala Bagh happened. Is there any dearth of current affairs compilations on YouTube or videos nowadays? Is there any dearth of it? Itna hai, and then still people are not, because they've not done it themselves. So everyone, do we get that? So don't give wrong examples to prove wrong things. Please understand, certain industries which are labor intensive, they will look into this. IT industry is free from labor. Yes or no? Labor can be anywhere. Mobility of labor, I understand. But when it comes to skilled labor, we need that only. When it comes to physical labor, remember where we need cheap labor. Tell me, China had the advantage of cheap labor. Now that advantage is shifting towards India. Within India, if you compare the labor price in Mumbai and in Patna, where do you get cheap labor? Bihar and Maharashtra. Things are different. So you're saying labor does not. It will depend what kind of industry you are doing. Yes, resource mobilization, if it was cheap, resource mobilization is not the reality of the world. There are challenges to that. Supply chains are very, very big challenge. Everyone, what is the learning from this discussion? First of all, please understand the location of industry is not one factor. There are multiple factors. Second thing is all factors don't have equal weightage. The weightage is different too. Third is the industry will decide which factor has greater weightage. Will you have that common sense with you? If I'm not able to teach that, then it's my mistake. I'm again repeating that if you did not get my message. And third thing, or the last thing, which is the most important thing, if somebody asks you why, do not slap him with your examples. If somebody asks you why, give him reasons. Examples are not reasons. Do we understand? If you start giving example, I can also give many examples. And I'm saying a left brainer just gives example. A right brainer listens to the question. Yes. So on the same channel, which articles used to be read are given. I don't know what you're saying, Neeraj. वो उस channel की बात यहाँ अभी हम नहीं कर रहे. Let's come back to this. Everyone, the big learning should be that industrial factors are not the same. They have different things. And please stop slapping me with your facts and examples. Don't say Ramu bicycle, Shamu bicycle, Papu bicycle. Give me a reason. Why do you want a cycle? That it will give me greater mobility. Yes or no? I'll be able to reach my school fast. One reason. Second reason, I will be fitter. Third reason, if it becomes my passion, I can even become a bicycle sportsman. हो सकता है? Three reasons हो सकते हैं कि नहीं? That's a good thing. And then you say Sonu also has it. That's an example. Always remember, for essay writing and answer writing, that's the most common mistake which people do. They think essay writing is about collection of examples. Check. हाँ, so agricultural regionalization देखते हैं. Not agriculture, we are talking about industrial regionalization. Industrial. Geography is into regionalization. Geography's primary task is spatial. Yes. Identify regions. So we are looking at industrial regionalization. So everyone, how was India regionalized into states? What was the basis of that? Quickly, what was the basis of regionalization of states in India? Linguistic basis. Language was a basis. Yes. Good basis or a bad basis? You could have made religion also. You like language? Okay. Can't religion be there? No, sir, we are a secular country, we cannot. Okay. Can't economic activity be there? Srishti is saying topographical भी कर सकते थे हम. So there were planners who were looking at this topographical, economic, administration, और क्या? Language, religion. ये culture ही है बेटा, same area. Okay, everyone. Let's stop doing this stupid thing. Oh. Let's stop doing this stupid thing. Stop. Why are we doing this foolishness? Do you listen to my question? Because your points which are coming now are telling me that you are participating in the exercise without any mind. India is to be divided. India is to be divided into administrative units. India is to be divided into administrative units. Yes or no? करना है? My question is, what is the basis of it? Your answer is administration. Do you get that? This person doesn't know the question. ये कुछ भी मार रहा है. Whosoever has done that. I'm saying senior students, I can really hold you to account. Wrong. और ये क्या है? एरिया के हिसाब से. अरे India is to be divided into areal units. एरिया के हिसाब से बांट देते सर. कैसे बांटोगे? Can you see the funny point? Where did I ask you to stop doing this? This is a very common thing. Please, what has happened to your analytical brain? I am asking you, on what criteria can India be divided? Somebody said topographical criteria. Perfect. In topographical criteria, one unit is mountain, other unit is plain, third unit is plateau. तो फिर तो इंडिया में सिर्फ 4 या 5 states होते. Yes. Mountain, plain, plateau. Would you think that India's diversity can be captured on that ground? Can India's diversity be captured on that ground? Do you think it would have been a good basis? So the planner said, sorry, this is not a good basis, cancelled. Do we agree? Now somebody said land use. India was mostly a land of farmers. All of India will become one only. Farming land and no farming land, only 2 categories. There will be 2 states in India. One is farming state, another is non-farming. Is it a good criteria? No. Not a good criteria. Ankit is saying raw material. कितना सुंदर बनाया. कौन सा raw material बनाएगा अंकित, जल्दी बताओ. ये जो कर रहा है, देखें हम भी देखें, लेके आया तो कौन सा raw material? अंकित, now you have stopped the class, जल्दी बता दो कौन से raw material के basis पे आप इंडिया को वो करोगे. So some people said land use, not a good idea. Which raw material? बेटा बता दो. Which raw material? Oil. उसके बाद coal. उसके बाद iron. उसके बाद copper. और क्या करेगा? Limestone states of India. I hope you got the funniness of it. Ankit would have ran by now. बोलने के लिए बोल देते. India should be divided on the basis of raw material. States will be created. Politico-administrative units will be created. Tea, coffee, and funny thing is that places which will have iron also and coal also, इसको क्या कहेंगे? Do you understand what kind of people participate in debates? Do you understand when you go for dead blank classes and you're just writing points, you can't even simply think what is the question? Economic criteria हो सकता था, but the problem was India was largely poor. Number one, get that? Second, this data was not available. Very difficult to, like our agriculture is not commercialized. Do you know that? So whatever we are earning does not go into economic data. There is a lot of informal sector. तो जब data नहीं होगा बच्चे तो कैसे करेंगे? True. और उसमें भी तो 2 ही category निकलेंगी. Two categories: rich states, poor state, or maybe intermediate states. Will economic parameter be a good parameter to capture the diversity of India? Not very good. Religion, language could have been. So first of all, they said, okay, let's go for cultural parameters. Religion and language could have been. But how many religions are we talking about? Hinduism, Islam, Christianity. तीन बड़े हो गए. उसके बाद Sikhism, Jainism, Buddhism. Everyone okay? Six category of states in India. And that too, do we have a pure Jaini state? Do we have a pure Christian state? That's also not a problem. That's also a problem. And then we wanted the secular credentials also. तो हमने कहा ये नहीं करते. Can you see, language was the easiest option. And we could actually see that this area, language is spoken. True or not? So Malayalam speaking belt, Kannada speaking belt, Tamil speaking belt. Yes, Punjabi speaking belt. So we had that. Is this the best? No. Is this one of the better representative ones? Yes. Ye hua hai. Everyone, what did I tell you just now? I told you about polity. Honestly, tell me, State Reorganization Commission and state reorganization, haven't you done in polity? Did you ever think about it? Why only linguistic basis was kept? Why other things were not kept? The debate doesn't come. And then today when I'm asking you to look at some variables, then we are giving funny variables or raw material pe karte hain. Same, all parameters could have been there. See, as you and I are discussing, no. In the State Reorganization Commission, experts were discussing. They use physical parameters, physical geography parameters like topography and climate. Then they use human geography parameters, social parameter, cultural parameter, economic parameters, and many more parameters. Then they all came to a consensus, well, in the given situation, language is a very defining thing for certain regions. Do we get that? Is everyone okay? This process is called regionalization. This is what a geographer originally does. Do you understand the meaning of regionalization? Again, I feel at times I'm just speaking, like to people who would want to write notes over here. Someone will say, why are we talking about state reorganization? This is a polity question. Do you understand we are talking about regionalization? Because after this, I'm going to go into industrial regionalization. Again, saying I'm more interested in getting results. Because these ideas can help you clear smaller exam, SSC, रट के पहुंच गया हो गया. But अगर आपको लगता है India should be divided on the basis of oil, coal, iron, copper, limestone, tea, coffee, show me one place in the world which has been divided like this. Okay. Parameter. Yes, India is a country. There are regions of oil-rich region, coal-rich region, iron-rich. But when you are creating politico-administrative units, did you listen to my question? I have to create politico-administrative unit. What should be my basis or my criteria for that? Do you get that, everyone? ये बात हो रही थी. So I hope I have brought you to the class and you will apply your analytical brain also. God has gifted you that. उसको use कर यार. मगर brain तो है ना सर, वो तो मैंने कोचिंग में कर लिया सर से current affairs. अब मैं क्यों करूँ? Why should I read the newspaper? And I have not even asked you, the people, to read old newspapers. I'm just asking them to read which newspaper? Current newspaper यार. बोला वो नहीं करना है मुझे. So everyone, I want to divide India into Indian industrial regions. ठीक है? Difficult. Same difficulty as India was supposed to be divided into politico-administrative regions. What is the challenge? What do we have to identify सबसे पहले? What is the thing that we have to identify first of all? Quickly. Which thing has to be identified before making the regions? Criteria. खोलने के लिए raw material. Criteria. इसीलिए बोला. I need to ask that thing should go in your mind. You don't even understand. थोड़ी देर में raw material आ जाएगा. Regions बना रहा हूँ, industry नहीं बना रहा हूँ, Sonal. Are you getting me? Everyone who's listening to me. I did not say industry. I've written over there, Sonal, what I am saying. So please don't say. Get that? Suddenly you'll say, for that, sir, we'll need election commission. अब तुम कोई सेवन करके आओ, मैं नहीं करके आऊँ, ठीक है? So criteria चाहिए. क्या criteria बनाए? Could you tell me? India to be divided into regions. What can be the criteria? Big problem. Types of industry. So I have seen, just Ramendra, if you look at Mumbai, Pune region. This is, do you know, this is a diversified industry. They have shipbuilding, they have fishing, they have electrical, electronic, IT, tourism. Everything is there. So not a very good criteria, but okay, one can be type. One can be type. Okay, what other criteria can be there? Dividing India into this thing. Dividing India into regions. ये देखो, Priyanshu is saying clustering. बेटा कर क्या रहे हैं? Please understand what are we doing. We are going to do clustering. I am asking you, what is the criteria for clustering? Sarthak says the criteria is geography. I also thought it is a Vedic criteria. I also thought that this is a geography class only. Sarthak, thank you for informing me. Hare criteria basis. So Vishwanath says, sir, major, minor, size हो सकता है. Major areas, minor areas. Samarth is saying connectivity. What criteria is connectivity? Can you give me one example? कौन सा रीजन बनेगा कनेक्टिविटी के बेस पर? Which region is there? At least if you are giving that as a basis, are you people even understanding what the question is? Are you people even understanding what the question is? I want to divide India into regions, industrial regions, and those regions, Gaurav, are called concentrations of industries. क्या मजाक कर रहा है गौरव यार? One fellow wrote clustering. Now this fellow write concentration. All of them are concentrations only, no? All of them are collection of industries. What basis? Komal says topographic basis. Can you give me some example if you have that thing, or are you saying for the sake of saying? Topographic basis. What industrial regions will be there? Topographic industrial regions. Komal, can you tell me topographic industrial regions of India? क्या है टोपोग्राफिक इंडस्ट्रियल रीजन्स ऑफ इंडिया? थोड़ा बताओ मुझे भी तो पता चले. आई डोंट नो इट यार. यू पीपल नो इट, स्मार्ट पीपल. कुछ नहीं बताया. नथिंग. मैक्स रॉ मटेरियल अवेलेबल एट पर्टिकुलर रीजन विथ व्हाट इंडस्ट्री मींस. मैं क्वेश्चन क्या पूछ रहा हूं, आप आंसर क्या लिख रहे हो? Everyone. On what basis, if there is a classroom of 100 students, can we divide them into various groups, clusters, or concentration? Can we divide them? If there are 100 students in a classroom, can we divide into groups, concentrations, clusters? On what basis can you divide them? Gender, boys and girls, true. Age, height, marks in a paper, marks in test, possible. Religion, possible. Skin color, possible. So age, height, skin color, these are all physical factors. Religion, region, which region do they belong to? Which economic sector do they belong to? Economic strata, creamy layer above, what is it? Whatever we are looking at, economic हो सकता है, नहीं हो सकता. Rural, urban भी कर सकते हैं. So everyone, I am just saying that India has 100 units, industries. On what basis? On what basis can these locations? There are 100 locations of industries in India. 100 locations, industrial locations. Can we cluster them? Just like 100 people. Can we cluster them on some basis? That's my question. And shamefully, people are saying, sir, concentration and whatever we are. कुछ तो सोचो यार. On what basis can industrial location? On the basis of output, that is economic. Large scale, small scale. Yes. Import oriented, export oriented. Employment. Thank you for telling me. I have a request with folded hand. Geographical classification. बता दीजिए. Something geographical. I have to divide them into geographical regions. Is there any criteria possible? उसकी बात होगी. स्नेहा बोली लैंड अवेलेबिलिटी. कोई एग्जांपल भी दे दो यार लैंड अवेलेबिलिटी का. लैंड अवेलेबिलिटी इंडस्ट्री बता रहे. क्या है स्नेहा? कुछ एग्जांपल भी दो. Anyone who writes a point, at least give me an example to support what you're saying. Land availability, which, as I said, like if I do it in gender, I'll say boys and girls. If I do it in height, I will say tall and short. Land availability criteria क्या कर रहे हो यार? So now Naman says, sir, coastal and inland. So all industries are same. Do you think this is a good classification or poor classification? On the basis of type, on the basis of size, small, medium, large. What is geography in this? Chanchala says number of industries, 1, 10, 100. It will again be small, medium, large. Sir, public and private. Where is geography in this? How will I make regions? Which are the public industries in India? Which are the private industries in India? Do you realize the task of a geographer? Do you realize the futility of just attending some classes? इतनी देर तो लगी है रीजन बनाने में. On the basis of labor availability, major, minor, industrial, वो तो बोल दिया बेटा, साइज कर दिया ना, major, minor. उसके अलावा कुछ है? Sarveshwar is saying on the basis of climate. Sarveshwar, how do you divide Indian IT industry on basis of climate? By the way, tropical IT, subtropical IT, temperate IT. Amazing, yeah. Sir, only raw material is left, sir. I can say agri-based industries, I can say forest-based industries, I can say mineral-based industries. Kuch to hai. We did so much of effort just to come to this. Can you see that? It takes so much of effort for the teacher to make the student come to at least that simple idea that what is the meaning of industrial regionalization. No one is saying I said that at start, you did not notice. ले लिया, मैं कौन सा कह रहा हूँ कि ये फाइनल है? ये तो आप कह रहे हो, अभी भी है, तब भी है, अभी भी कहिए. अभी तो I have not got that. Agro-based, forest-based, mineral-based. I'm looking at regions. No, what regions will we make? Sir, I wrote it in the first thing. अरे मैं अभी भी कह रहा हूँ, you've written that. I am saying people were writing random things. उनको तो question ही समझ में नहीं आ रहा. You get that? Why am I doing all this? Why am I asking this question when the class is not able to answer? Why am I doing that? Upendra suddenly wakes up. Sugar industry in Maharashtra. Thank you, Upendra. My question is, give me a criteria. Don't give me example. Sonu bicycle, Monu bicycle. Upendra, if you have a criteria, give me a criteria. My question is, this question mark is there. Don't show me your ignorance. It's enough. Please write down the question. Distribution pattern of industries in India. Please write down the question. Rakesh Kumar, please write down the question. Animal based कर रहा है, IT को करेगा ये भी. Distributional patterns of industries in India does not provide requisite basis. Does not provide requisite basis for division of the country into distinct industrial regions. Elaborate. UPSC PYQ 2013. Many people came and they said this is out of syllabus. This was not covered in coaching or books. Distributional pattern of industries in India does not provide any requisite basis for dividing the country into distinct industrial regions. They are so random. So last 15 minutes discussion, where you've been writing points, was just to make you realize that a smart geographer knows this fact. And a person who just mugged up geography doesn't even understand. I know the distributional pattern of iron and steel. I know the distributional pattern of automobile. I know distribution pattern of sugar. ये तो बकवास कर रहा है. Question कहाँ से आया? Do we understand this or not? So question का context is regional synthesis and areal differentiation. Many of you do not know what this is. This is called a perspective that geography divides the world into regions. For that, geography creates regions. For that, they require criteria. In this case, a criteria is not easily available. Somebody said, no, starting में बताया था, sir, agro, forest, mineral. अरे सब mix है. So the criteria is not very clear. No criteria applies for a single region. That is the problem. And areal differentiation is how one area differs from other. So in case of India, regional synthesis is not very easy, as the criteria is not universal. एक criteria मिलेगा नहीं. And areal differentiation means how one area differs from this thing. Two areas are not highly distinct. Why? Because they are poorly defined. Do we get that? Ratnam, all are geographic factors. Everyone. If you are asked to find a difference between a cat and a dog, yes, cat 1, cat 2, which one is easy? Which one is easy? A is very easy. Cat and dog. Why? Because these two are distinct. Cat 1 and cat 2, difficult. They are not distinct. So in India, identifying a region, industrial region, unique from the other is not easy. Because industrialization has happened. Why? इसको elaborate भी करना है. Why? So first is एक criteria नहीं मिलता. Criteria determination, is it difficult or not? Is it difficult or not? When you don't have a criteria, how will you make a region? So there is an overlap of criteria. Yes. Suppose I'm saying mineral based industries in Chota Nagpur plateau, but they are there in Karnataka plateau also. True or not? They are there in Aravallis also. True. No, low labor cost based this thing. Chota Nagpur is there. So are other places also. Karnataka is also like that. No. It is based on agri-based, agro product. Somebody said, no, sir, I said agri, tea and coffee. But why tea is in Assam, tea is there in Karnataka, Nilgiris also. True or not? So what we are saying is, criteria is not very clear. Second is, unplanned industrialization and historical evolution. True. So there was never a criteria that let us divide this into this category of industries, this into this category of industries. True or not? Can I say government initiatives? Government sets up plants for non-economic purposes also. Suppose government ने socio-cultural reason के लिए किया. Government set up something for socio-cultural reasons. So that will not clearly come under industrial part, but the government has already done that. Yes or no? Historical evolution. Everyone, can I say Kolkata industrial region or Hooghly industrial region today is a very stagnant industrial region. Today it is a stagnant industrial region, but when it was created for Britishers, it was their top priority. Can I say things change? And can I say fourth, industrial landscape itself is dynamic. Industrial landscape is dynamic. It will change. True or not? Sugarcane industry, sugar belt was only in the northern part, but sugarcane shifted south, so did the industry change. Cotton was traditionally in the black belt, black soil belt, so cotton textile was there, but Punjab started growing it, so Punjab also got it. So industrial landscape is dynamic. 1, 2, 3, 4 points. The question was, distributional pattern of industries in India does not provide requisite basis for division of country into distinct industrial regions. Everyone, if you want to clear UPSC, do you realize that you must understand English? And do you also realize not English nichodod by a teacher? Nichodod means the gist of Hindu. The gist of Hindu takes away this language, Baba. Your challenge is the language. I give you gist of, I am a Punjabi, okay? So I give you a very Punjabi version of Hindu, the Hindu and Express. You'll enjoy it. You'll find it easy. But in the examination, the version will come that way. So my Punjabi interpretation may not be doing you justice. It may do damage to your preparation. True or not? So when students write to me, sir, there though I got my notes, sir. Why should I read the newspaper? Amazing, no? And tell me, will the teacher go with 56-inch ka seena and say, after my class, no newspaper? Guarantee. And would you want that or not? Would you want that or not? How many toppers have you heard that newspaper is the most important part of your preparation? This is what the topper says. You like also. Thank you, sir. Motivating. And then the teacher says, you don't have to read anything. Me, my notes, my classwork. That's it. AK says the gist of DNA takes away the analytical view. Absolutely. And I also want to tell you, many people who are doing these gists in various platforms across, videos and channels, wherever they are. Many of them have never cleared PT. And I want to tell you, PT is more factual. Analytical, they never reach over there. Would you want their limitation to be transferred to you? Would you want their limitation to be transferred to you? Would you want that COVID to come to you? Come on, yaar. Your aspiration, your dream, your hard work. Why are you allowing it to be short-circuited? And I'm surprised that why would you people not read the PYQ which I give on the first day itself? And I saw people said, sir, iska to answer hi nahi tha. This is nowhere in the book. I said, this answer does not need the book. This is such a beautiful thing. Badhiya se dikhao, jo marzi dikhane dikhao. There are so many industrial regions which are so distinct. And there are so many which are not at all distinct. They are distinct. So India is a cluster of industrial regions. Is everyone okay? I hope I was able to bring home the point. But if you are just into mugging up, अब क्या होगा सर ये नोट्स तो कुछ लिखवाए नहीं अरे I was trying to bring to you before I start the topic which is called industrial regions that India does not have a very well defined criteria of dividing India into industrial regions. However, still we can see some industrial regions based on industrial activity happening over there. There is a lot of industrial activity happening. But if we call them strictly some regions, वो बड़ा मुश्किल है. So that is why we name them after the place they are. So we are looking at industrial houses and complexes. एक ऐसा ही क्वेश्चन मैंने आपको दिखाया कि बोकारो is not an industry. It has become an industrial complex. Remember? Did we look at that also? That Bokaro is not an industry, it is an industrial complex. How do we answer such questions? We can answer such questions only by that. True or not? Yes or no? Now Ratnam has immediately pasted a copy to me, some PYQ collection. Someone has written PYQs. क्यों वो paste कर रहे हो मुझे पता नहीं रत्नम, but yes, you have a collection of books. करो. All of us need Kunji. Funny thing is that there is a PYQ collection book also. रत्नम कह रहे एक बार आप देखो मैं क्यों देखूं यार? What should I see in that? What should I see in that? This is what the people, how they're killing their dreams. Distribution pattern of industries in India does not answer. An industrial product is the outcome of various factors which contribute to its manufacturing. For example, raw material, labor, location. Hence, any distributional pattern of industries cannot be the basis of division of country into distinct regions. For that matter, non-geographical factors too contribute this. Some of the important centers such as Ahmedabad, Sholapur, Coimbatore are located on large-scale cotton. ये तो books में लिखा हुआ है. Is this an answer? No, this is not an answer. Yes or no? ऐसे लिखता रहेगा वो सब कुछ. And remember, all of us love these guidebooks. Some coaching and institutes in Delhi have started publishing their own guidebooks. They write their topics. And whereas when we share it, when masterstroke answers are shared, those are real answers. तो ये तो real भी नहीं है. But the very fact that Ratnam has it, Ratnam use भी तो करेगा. True. Ratnam ये वाला use करेगा तो इसका use बंद हो जाएगा. और ये वाला use करेगा तो पास भी हो जाएगा. बस ये तो है. This is keeps us safe. Ratnam, you are now intelligent enough. I put you people in the shoes. That is there a criteria? और मेरे पास reasons है ना everyone. Did I use these words? Regional synthesis, areal differentiation. ये कहाँ से आए? From which chapter? Perspectives. Does that show the wisdom of the writer? Did I connect that? Does this guide connect it anywhere? Can this guide connect it? Who wrote this answer? Who wrote this answer? Someone who never even cleared prelims. But we all have these guidebooks. And if I say that, you develop your capacity, then you say, अरे वो सब मत करिए, हमें तो बस ये रटवा दीजिए, रट लो, that's it. Everyone, can you see these darker areas? These are the major industrial areas that we have. And apart from that, we have minor also. Do we get that? Say, for example, number 8 is Adilabad, Nizamabad. Okay? Adilabad, Nizamabad. Similarly, number 5 is Kolhapur and Southern Kannada. Number 6 is Northern Malabar. Number 7 is Middle Malabar. Get it? Number 1 is Ambala, Amritsar. ये भी एक हो. But the bigger one is what? Gurgaon, Delhi, Meerut. So पहला तो हम ये देखते हैं. Let us look at this. From the look of it, everyone, from the look of it. Do you see Gujarat बनता है? Gujarat, Mumbai and Gujarat. Is this clear? Is it a natural one or not? Everyone. Is it a natural one? Can I say since the British times? Remember first what started? Cotton industry. They started there. Then it went over there. Ahmedabad, Mumbai will be the representative centers. But when we are talking about this belt is called Mumbai-Pune belt. Mumbai and Pune. Get that? This has its own character. But can I say it has a historical story behind it? Remember, when we are talking of Gujarat plain, I've always told you rivers are there, ports are there, oil is there. So will it become an industrial region or not? Will it become an industrial region? So can I say number 2 is an agro-based region? No. Sir, it has agro-based. It was very important for cotton textile. But sir, it has oil and petroleum also. So is it oil and gas? No, sir, it has other things also. Export के लिए diamond cutting भी हो रहा है या नहीं हो रहा है? ये भी है. Ship से तो ship building भी होगा. Yes, sir. And have you heard of something called as Alang, the largest ship breaking yard? Alang shipyard. यहाँ पर ship को scrap किया जाता है. They are into ship breaking also. They are into ship making also. Is it a diversified region? It's a very, very diversified region. That is why we are saying there is no criteria for that. अच्छा sir, you forgot Britishers की पहली capital. Oh, I know. This is the Hooghly belt. But sir, you forgot the real mineral belts for India. Which are the real mineral belts? Chota Nagpur and Karnataka Plateau. Remember? So Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, and Kerala in tri-junction. 5 done. 5. अब दिल्ली में क्या करें यार? दिल्ली भी हो गया. दिल्ली, मेरठ, गुड़गांव. इधर क्या करें? This doesn't have port. This doesn't have raw material. क्या करेगा? So मेरठ sir, sugar cane. Oh yes. और क्या करेगा? Sir, this area sir, textile. Textile यूज होता है. समर्थ बोल रहा है IT तो बाद में आया ना बच्चे. समर्थ, I'm just looking at how did this region develop? प्रगति is saying fertilizer. पहले नहीं आया, वो तो बाद में आया ना. हाँ, बैंगल बन सकता है इधर. बैंगल बनाएगा, चूड़ी बनाएगा. गाइस कल तो वो भी ना रक्षाबंधन, राखी बनाएगा. सर कुछ ग्लास बना सकता है. क्योंकि सिलिका is everywhere. Sir, some plastics. Sir, some spare parts. इसको क्या बोलते हैं? Light industry. इधर क्या बनी? Heavy industry. Do we see the role of this thing? Now, when we are talking about light industry, here the labor is mobile. Somebody started, in the class, the labor is mobile, so the factor is diluted, power is available, so the factor is diluted. I understand this. But for Chota Nagpur, labor is important. For Chota Nagpur, raw material is important. Heavy industry, that is important. Is everyone okay? यहाँ पंजाब हरियाणा में वूलन होजरी था या नहीं था? लुधियाना में वूलन होजरी Yes, textile वो भी आ जाएगा, सब easy आ जाएगा. So everyone, do you see that? Apart from that, later on we had this, ये Bangalore में IT भी आ गया. IT came. So can we say that manufacturing of auto, Maruti came to Gurgaon, attracted the market? So the first is this, that these are the regions which have developed. Is everyone okay? एक और port based region, how many are done? 1 2 3 4 5 हो गया. This is 6. Can you see this port based region? Visakhapatnam, Guntur, and this southern port based region is Tiruvananthapuram. 8 are there. Now everyone, please understand, for these regions to develop, there must have been a start. Everyone, there must have been a start or not? Something must have started. Can I say British Times itself gave a head start to Kolkata and Mumbai. Kolkata and Mumbai got a head start in the colonial times itself. Do we all agree? Yes, the capital was there, investment was there, administrative centers were there, everything was there. So that is why. When you have the money, Mumbai was in the cotton belt, they went into textile, they went into shipbuilding also. Yes or no? Kolkata was jute, agro-based. Jute was there, other things also. There was a port, Kolkata port, Bajbaj was there, import karenge, that was there. Perfect. But Chota Nagpur Plateau had resources, but Britishers were not interested. So when the government came after independence in the second 5-year plan, we set up what? We set up Bhilai, Bokaro, Rourkela, Durgapur. Did the government do it or not? Remember I told you growth pole. Get that? So Avishansa asked me about Delhi. So in Delhi, Gurgaon, in Haryana, there is a place called Manesar. In Manesar, government decided to allow Maruti plant. Moment Maruti started, Maruti ke saath ancillary industries will come or not? And what do we call that process? Agglomeration. Can I say Maruti was one heavy industry over here, which otherwise, when people were allowed to do, otherwise was light industry. Spare part industries will come, think about it. Car accessory industry will come. Ball bearings, tire industry, will it come here or not? It is providing a lot of employment also to the people. Makes sense? So that way, Abhishansa, you can say that in Manesar, the plant of Maruti, that really accelerated this region. But can we have छोटा region? Say for example, Kota is also there. Kota किस लिए कौन सा industrial region है? You will say coaching industry. अरे कोटा के पास अपना कोटा stone भी है. Yes or no? अभी मुंबई पुणे ये जो हैदराबाद निजामाबाद है, have you heard of national manufacturing zone NIMZ बना है? Ratnam is saying drug and pharma. So everyone, IT and pharma are two sectors which have a little urban orientation, which are looking for skilled manpower, and skilled manpower. So IT was able to establish in Bangalore. Pharma is also there in Bangalore, Hyderabad. Get that? Similarly, in Delhi, Gurgaon also pharma and IT can be seen. Do you get that? So उस industry का specialization है. That industry is not attached to raw material. Do we get that? That industry requires certain policy initiatives. Government ने क्या किया? Government और मजेदार काम करती है. Government ने अगर STP कर दिया, if government created a software technology part, not sewage treatment plant, okay, software technology plant, so automatically IT companies will run over there or not. चलो भाई दौड़ो, सरकार दे रही, छूट दे रही, land तो ले लो. Will they do that or not? So government का promotion काम कर गया. I don't know whether you read it or not from the Hindi newspaper. I think yesterday I was reading it or day before yesterday that most of the IT companies are shifting to their offices to tier 2 towns. Tier 1 the rent is very very high and a lot of it has become work from home. So tier 2 में ले जाइए. Every industry will have its own dynamics. Do we understand? Now tell me, everyone looking at this. Sudhakar is saying to encourage work from office. Yes, work from home तो वैसे भी चल रहा है और साथ में थोड़ा work from office भी हो जाएगा at a low cost. Do we get that? But to encourage work from office be, I think IT is one area where we can work from home. True or not? Education, work from home, study at home, थोड़ा मुश्किल है. Because then the question sends the message, student sends the message, sir, that class is there, sir. Why should I read newspaper? सोचो यार, मतलब अपने सपने लगा रहा है. That person is putting his dreams online, and he says that why should I read newspaper because educator gives current affairs. I think at least there will be 20 odd service providers on YouTube and internet who are giving current affairs. If I could conduct an experiment, a sample group. Let's have those 20 people and 20 people who read their own newspaper. Think about it. 20 people who don't read any newspaper, anything, they will just take input from 20 some video centers and 20 will read their own. Let's do that. अगर उनका sample हो सकता है ना, their performance in prelims, mains and interview, I'm guaranteeing that the second group would do much better. रत्नम क्या लिख रहे हो मुझे पता नहीं बेटा, but I'm just saying कि if you develop that capacity, you are getting closer to the examination. There are shortcuts. People are looking for shortcuts, but I'm saying there are no shortcuts to success. Yes, there are shortcuts to prelims. So prelims तो हो जाएगा. फिर भी एग्जाम में आएगा। मुंबई पुणे इंडस्ट्रियल रीजन, extends from Mumbai, Thane, Pune, Nasik. This region was developed because of cotton textile. Remember, important center Mumbai, Kolaba, Kalyan, Thane. Any problem with this? चलो जल्दी से मुझे बताओ. If I ask you top 3 factors, what are the top 3 factors for this region? Top 3 factors for Mumbai, Pune region. Port, port, port. So many people are saying port. Perfect. प्रियांशु क्लाइमेट, आपको लगता है लोग वहां क्लाइमेट के लिए जा रहे हैं? फॉर कॉटन टेक्सटाइल आई नो. Soil, come on यार, please. Industrial region के लिए soil में जा रहे हो? That's really sad यार. Everyone who's talking soil, you are thinking Mumbai is still going cotton textile. Mumbai started with cotton textile. This is one of the most diversified industrial regions in the world. तो यहाँ पे पोर्ट है, I think resource or raw material. Tell me what raw material is there? HEP is there, human resources is there. What other raw material are there? Historical factors, yes. Energy is there, cotton is there, oil is there, and the black soil region, everything is there, oil and gas. So everyone, port is there, resource is there, labor, capital. To add to it some interesting ones, historical factors, and even till today, government policies. Good factors or not? What industries are here? Shipbuilding industry, yes. IT industry, electronics industry, textile industry, plastic industry, software to सब चल ही रहा है ये पुणे में and all that. Cottage industry is also there. Yes, absolutely. Cottage industry is also there. So very very diversified है. छोटा industry, बड़ा industry, petrochemical, pharma, सब कुछ तो है इधर. और आप लोग इसमें कह रहे हो soil. Everyone, by now that should come to your mind. चलो हुगली region में बताओ जल्दी से. तो if you open any YouTube channel वो बोलेगा बांसबेरिया टू बिरला नगर. हम भी ऐसे रट के थक गए थे यार. बांसबेरिया बिरला नगर, बांसबेरिया बिरला नगर, सब ये लिखेंगे 100 किलोमीटर डिस्टेंस on the हुगली रिवर, बांसबेरिया बिरला नगर, सब यही बता रहे हैं. एंड कुछ नाम बता देंगे, हावड़ा, हल्दिया, सेरामपुर, रिश्रा एंड ऑल दोस थिंग्स. जल्दी से बताओ क्या फैक्टर है इसमें? पोर्ट, हिस्ट्री, रॉ मटेरियल. रिमेंबर रिश्रा फर्स्ट जूट फैक्ट्री. एवरीवन, रॉ मटेरियल एवरीवेयर. वेस्ट बंगाल का सारा रॉ मटेरियल लेगा ये, इवन छोटा नागपुर का भी लेगा. ट्रू और नॉट? सो पोर्ट इज देयर, हिस्ट्री इज देयर, रॉ मटेरियल इज देयर. कैन आई से एनर्जी? सर एनर्जी कहां से आया? एनर्जी, remember Raniganj coalfield, cheap labor. अच्छा, again a diversified industry, again a very diversified industry or not? Agro based भी है and heavy industry also. Government of India set up fertilizer plants here. Yes, electronics और electricals भी यहाँ पे लगाया. और अभी सब क्या हो गया? Sick industries. What is a sick industry? Industrial sickness performing. True or not? Stagnant. I think the only great thing that is happening is एक पोर्ट हुआ करता था यहाँ पे, if you remember, बजबज, हल्दिया का पोर्ट है ना, बजबज नहीं, हल्दिया ये तो बंद हो गया. Now the port is हल्दिया, and a very important industry that is here is now petrochemical. Very important. और यहाँ से पाइपलाइन भी जाती है. Remember Baroni, Bihar, that is going to be there. Is everyone okay? Another place that enjoyed all this significance was Chennai, British time से. Spread over 2 states, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu, region experienced fastest industrial growth in the post-independence era. If this was stagnant, this one showed acceleration. Now, this is what is the geographical idea. Everyone, geographical idea, how industrial regions are different from each other. Where Kolkata was stagnant, this became the fastest. And remember, at the time of, सारे important institutions, PSUs were set up in South India, in the times of Nehru itself. Yes or no? HAL हो गया, एरोनॉटिक्स में हो गया, BEL इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स में हो गया, BHEL भारत हेवी इलेक्ट्रिकल्स हो गया, इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ साइंस IISc, all those important institutions were also there. Amazing thing. Till 1960s, industries were confined to Bangalore and Salem and Madurai in Tamil Nadu, but now they have spread over, and especially Coimbatore and all that. बहुत देखिए तो सही कितनी सारी इंडस्ट्री है यार. Sugar, cement, glass, paper, chemical, leather goods, aluminium, medicine, railway, and diesel, radio, everything is there. Petroleum refinery at Chennai, iron and steel at Salem, these were there. Can I say Mumbai, Pune, evergreen? Kolkata started stagnant, late starter but accelerated, and to it, Bangalore turned the leaf in IT, pharma, and services. Service sector में चले गए. Make sense? A lot of it. इसका अगर मुझसे पूछेंगे, in this I would one factor which I think is a unique factor over here is Skilled labor. Skilled labor caused it to make a transition from manufacturing to services. Get that? I think another thing that helped in the acceleration of this area was globalization and liberalization. A lot of MNCs came and invested in this. Is everyone okay? Government is also supporting. Government ने SEZ बनाया, सब कुछ बनाया. Government has created SEZ, but that SEZ does not take off in कोलकाता. कोलकाता में चलता नहीं है. क्यों नहीं चलता कोलकाता में? जल्दी बताओ. कोलकाता में चलबे ना क्यों? West Bengal industrial region. Why not? Why चलबे ना? चलबे ना because of चलबे ना. Because a lot of trade unionism came over there. Yes. The development, a lot of for a very long time, the communist governments were controlling that, and there was a lot of trade unionism on this, for which trade unionism and communism does not look at private sector with the same opportunities as they are looking at the government sector. Do we get that? The private sector participation was low, MNCs were low, which was not the case of Bangalore, Chennai. Do you get that? So can I say government policy can support also, cannot also there? Yes or no? If the government thinks that way, people were also like that. So a lot of trade unions were there. Kuch bhi hoga, employer, you cannot hire and fire. Yes, on anything they will go for strikes, multiple strikes. So I remember I was on my first ship. Okay, first ship, young boy in his early 20s, and I was supposed to lift something, pull up something. It was very heavy. It was a heavy instrument which I was pulling, and I had one more person with me. I said, "Why aren't you helping? If I'm pulling, you are a young man. Why aren't you helping?" He said, "You can call someone else for help." I said, "That's okay. But I am doing it, no? You're supposed to help me. And if I'm not asserting that I'm an officer, so what? Help me." He says, "Sab मैं कैसे करेगा? मेरे हाथ में rod डाला है." My hand, I'm not medically fit. My hand has a rod in it, metal rod. So I cannot take weight. I said, "That is okay. You cannot take weight. But the jobs on the ship are real challenging jobs. We deal with heavy machines. How can a person like you be allowed on a ship? I am calling someone else to help. I'm just asking you, how can a person like you be allowed on a ship? You're not medically fit for such jobs." क्या सर इतना साल काम किया है, ऐसे थोड़ी कि चोट पे निकाल देगा. From Bengal. I'm not medically fit, but because I have been working in this company, they cannot chuck me out. Government of India company. Do you get that? Now what is this logic? A job requires medical standards. You go and apply for that job, that won't happen. So with that trade unionism, that you cannot hire and fire, if they go to any private company or a foreign company, they will not take such people. I was not doubting his skill. He had skill, but with skill, we need physical power also. If the labor is not doing that, will it be a problem or not? So the trade union thing and that idea of not allowing those capitalist things to come, investments to come, and people taking on that initiative, I think that did not allow the Hooghly industrial region to grow. Apart from that, there were other reasons also. Number one was this. Second reason is another one, because they ask you critical analysis. Can I say the jute and the initial advantage which they had was lost to Bangladesh? Jute industry that was lost to Bangladesh. Third thing, can I say the port? Port was lost. So how can you say the port was lost? Have you heard Hooghly bringing in a lot of silt, and the port is not able to take deep ships or bigger ships? Siltation happened, bigger ships could not come. So gradually it became sick, and it went down. AK says Naxalism. I would not say Naxalism went to that extent. No, I would not agree with that. So the reason got its this thing, industry going down much before. I said if you're looking at the governance, you can say the communist form of governance and their priorities were different. So everyone, look at this. Look at this. So is capitalism better or communism better? Think about it. Because of that communist thinking, did land reforms happen in West Bengal or not? Land reforms happened. But industry, they went back. And remember, we need both. We need both. So that is why India went for a mixed economy. Do you get that? Why not take both the things? See, private sector can be so profit oriented that it will not take any social welfare goal in mind. True or not? Everyone think about it. If private capital was there like laissez-faire of America, then will the poor people ever get access to vaccines the way they got access to vaccines in India? Will they get it? No chance in it. And America has 1/3 the population of US has got 1/3 the population of India. So Indian government has a lot on their hands when it comes to social development. But should it go the communist way? That is a big question. Because if you start doubting private sector, that these are people are corrupt, that's also not right. And if you give everything to the private sector, that's also not right. So that's one policy thing which has happened in India. Gujarat industrial region, ये बता दो कहाँ पर है जल्दी से. Gujarat industrial region, I hope you can understand Ahmedabad, Vadodara, both these regions extend up to Valsad and Surat. And to Jamnagar. I think एक तो मुझे लगता है historical region when Karachi was born, no? Karachi's replacement as Kandla port. So port was important. Get that? I think Gujarat plain, that itself is very, very important resource. The land resource, the water resource, the soil resource over there. Can I say historical capital investment right in the history? So first we had what cotton textile coming. After that we went for petrochemicals also. Government also invested, and can I say the Gujarati community also is into that entrepreneurship and business. Yes, sir. वैसे मतलब just for consumption, just for consumption. Please don't take it otherwise. Just for thought. The fate of Gujarat and the fate of Bihar, is it also connected somewhere? Is it also connected somewhere to the attitude of people? More entrepreneurial, more job centric. Yes, sir. Both of them are going to earn money. Both will get money. This fellow gets money as profit. This fellow gets money as salary. True or not? Both of them are going to get money. Very clearly. Means we can say, like endowment, resource endowment can be there. One is agriculture, other is this and that, everything. But as I said, no, resources are not, they become. Can I say Gujarat and Bihar? Can I say these two states are resources? People are also resources. But how people are going to use it, that will make a huge difference. True or not? There can be, students A and B. They are going to, student A thinks that clearing civil services exam is reproduce notes, books in exam. Yes. Read, understand, think, and answer the question. A and B. Who's playing safe? A and B. Who's playing safe? Who's playing safe? Safety. Izzat bachani hai. Who's playing the game? Like taking risk. Yes or no? Who will complete the paper? All 10 questions. Only 7 questions. All 10 got 4 out of 10 into 10. Score is 40%. Yes. 8 out of 10 into 7, 56%. Topper. Gave means. What is good? सब क्वेश्चन में 4 लेकर आया, कोई टेंशन नहीं. 4.4 भी ले आया कभी कभी. ये 7 क्वेश्चन लिख रहा है और 7 में भी ऐसा कि I know it. True. Who takes more risk? A Gujarati entrepreneur or a person from Bihar looking for a job? This fellow takes risks. This fellow is risk averse. I'm not saying Gujarati people or Bihar people. No. I'm saying a Gujarat entrepreneur. An entrepreneur from Gujarat and a graduate looking for a job from Bihar. And please don't say that Bihar people cannot be entrepreneurial. Bihar people can be entrepreneurial. Yes, sir. If they choose. If they choose, can they be? They can be. True or not? So when this fellow says, B wala, this is I read Hindu and I really enjoy it. This fellow, I did educator notes. Question pucho to bole. You can choose, you can choose. So anyways, the two things which we are talking about, why did I talk about this? Again saying, Gujarat region has that advantage. The hidden advantage is that cotton textile since 1860. Region became an important textile region and this decline of cotton textile in Mumbai. And do you know people actually in Gujarat, people in Gujarat, in Surat, businessmen in Surat, businessmen in Ahmedabad, they compete with that of Mumbai. Yes or no? They are actually in competition. They say we are better than Mumbai. Our business conditions are better than Mumbai. They say Mumbai ko jagah hai kaam karne ki. Think about someone in Patna, someone in Delhi, someone all talking like that. That's the kind of attitude they have. We are going to make it world class. So can I say human resource, risk appetite, entrepreneurship. So are all Gujaratis like that? Not all Gujaratis. I said Gujarati entrepreneurs. Yeah, will there be Gujarati people who are into fishing? They are into fishing also. They are into agriculture also. But even then, they are looking at commercialization. True. वहाँ पर क्या चल रहा है? Subsistence चल रहा है. छोटा नागपुर में देख लो, same thing. Just the change. छोटा नागपुर में आप लोग ये सुनते हैं? Have you heard of that mineral curse or resource curse? Having more resource, that's a curse. I don't know. इसका क्या है? For Gujarat, it is resource blessing. Resources are not, resources become. That's why I kept them next to each other. Ranchi, Dhanbad, Chaivasa, सब कुछ भरा हुआ है इनके पास. All resources are there. But what are we facing? The problem is small investment, small capital, low technology. Yes or no? low technology, and then we also see a lot of government and a lot of corrupt practices also. Yes or no? True. So imagine, like one of my students is an IS officer in Gujarat. One of the students, IS officer in Gujarat. This is, sir, I was looking at this district and there was this road. This road was broken. So district is supposed to repair the roads. Everyone, district administration, do they do the civil job also? No? Roads. Do we wait for the roads to be made or not? He said, when I used to walk, I thought, like in one of my agendas, I'll put this road repair also. He said, I was working all the time. I was very busy and all that. So then I had a chance to go on that road and I suddenly found that the road is amazing. I said, without my permission, you people repaired the roads. They said, no, we did not repair it, sir. These Gujarati people, they contributed, they repaired the road on their own. They said the road is important. They said the road is important, the transport is so important. We will wait for the administration, go there, request कि भाई लगा दो, वो करेगा, इतने में तो सड़क बन जाएगा, काम अपना चालू है. Now tell me, will there be a my baap culture in such a state where people themselves take on their development, or in a state where they actually look at administration as my baap? And also understand in those feudal setups where administration is seen as my baap, will there be a craze for people to join IAS? Whereas in Gujarat, there will be craze to produce that much revenue that even the administration follows you. True or not? Two different ideas. There are people who are coming exploiting the mineral resources of Jharkhand. And Jharkhand will not get the benefit out of it. Odisha, they will not get the benefit out of it. Having a president from the tribal belt is an amazing thing. A woman president and scheduled tribe is an amazing thing. But the idea is having one representative, does it mean that these poor states, their potential is being tapped? That is not happening. So in Bhopal, वहाँ के लोग खुद साफ करते हैं roads को and government. That's what I'm saying. Our own ownership. I've always said grassroots ownership is more important. True or not? So think about it. Northern Odisha, West Bengal, heavy metallurgy है, region owes development to the discovery of coal. हमने नहीं किया, coal मिल गया उधर दामोदर वैली में, metallic, non-metallic. Did I tell you about uranium? Remember that? Jadugoda mines. Finding resource was a problem for those people because of uranium, nuclear, radioactive. This thing, they are facing difficult situations. Everyone, do we understand? Every region has a different thing. So tell me, at the beginning of the class, somebody said, sir, transport is no longer important. Labor is no longer important. Do you understand the naivety of that statement? Ignorance of that statement. India is so diverse. India is so diverse. Its industrial regions have a unique history, unique sociology in which they were created, and hence unique prospects and unique problems. Do we get that, everyone? Delhi Gurgaon, ये एकदम बढ़िया. Evening में क्या करेंगे? छोला भटूरा. I'm not writing छोला भटूरा, but छोला भटूरा is a very good industry. Zomato दिल्ली में बहुत सही चलेगा सर्विस. This region is located far away from mineral and power. तो इन्होंने क्या किया? Light, market oriented. जो मार्केट में चाहिए, क्या चाहिए मार्केट में? सर क्या बनाया मैंने? What is this? Can anyone identify? आपकी छत पे लगेगा वो इलेक्ट्रॉनिक थिंग से. विंड चाइम है, कुछ भी करो यार. विंड चाइम नहीं है, दिस इज द शैंडलियर, लाइट शैंडलियर, झूमर. यस, बल्ब बनाएगा. और like stationery, all types of stationery, cardboard things and all those packing material, market oriented, whatever you need. Light engineering, electronics, छोटे electronics, remember the Chinese light and all which we talk of? Yes, Holi Diwali ki light and wire. We do that. Besides, there are cotton, woolen. This fabric was always there. Remember, textile will come everywhere. Sugar, cement, machine. I'm sure it's not the big cement industry that we are looking at. Agri implement. Why? Because we have a catchment over there. Delhi, Shadra, Faridabad, Meerut, Modi Nagar, Ghaziabad. This Meerut, Modi Nagar is the sugarcane belt. Yes, Mathura में आपने उस area में leather tanneries देखा. Leather industry will be there. So these things have developed. Can I say some historical reason is British time also? Can I also say the capital of the country's capital? So money inflow is also there. Can I say government policy is also there? So that will also be there. I also believe that there is a lot of high degree of urbanization and huge degree of demand is there and variable demand. That demand keeps on changing. Yes or no? तो सब मिलेगा आपको दिल्ली में. कुछ छोटी-छोटी चीजें, trinkets, they will be ready for you. Kollam, Thiruvananthapuram, this is down south. This is the entire coast that we are looking at. Can I say plantation? Agro-based industries would also be there. HEP is also there, and proper industrialization happened and all those things. And remember, industrialization went very well in down south. Everyone now tell me, did we have a single criteria which was uniform everywhere? Or the question which we asked, is the question valid or not? I don't know. That's done. So let's go to the next one. आज automobile industry करें. Automobile industry से पहले let me do the policy review. Everyone, industrial policy. That's important. Someone बोला break यार. I have to end the class a little early. No break today. So industrial houses and complexes, is everyone okay? Can we do that? PSU, they're not asking separately, but that's what we're talking. Industrial regionalization, is everyone okay? I want to get into this now. ये जो तीन है. New industrial policy. So what is the meaning of new industrial policy? Everyone, what is the meaning of new industrial policy? What is new about it? What is new about industrial policy? Anyone? LPG, okay, LPG. If there's something called as new, there must be something called as old also then. Yes or no? Is there something called as old also? So tuned to global demand, okay, perfect. So everyone, thoda sa, let me take you over there. Let me take you a little bit into the history of it. Old licensing system, perfect, FDI, absolutely okay. Everyone pay attention to this. India gains independence. India is an agrarian society. Everyone okay with that? Most of our population is in agriculture. Agriculture is primary sector. It is very, very clear. It is very, very clear that if somebody wants to jump from a developing to a developed stage, the secondary industry has to be adopted. This is called manufacturing. Till then, the third jump was not visible. Time of independence. Independence. Nehru, Gandhi, and like our constitution makers and early Congress, which we are talking about, yes, with Sardar Patel guiding it very strongly across the country. They all realized that India has to make this transition. India has to make this transition. Okay? All countries have, so India will also make it. Agriculture to apna hai hi, agriculture. And did we see that here also we had hiccups? Yahan bhi problem aa gaya tha. Did we have hiccups? Hiccups kya hota hai? Hichki aa gayi thi. Remember Green Revolution? We failed on this also. But we said manufacture karenge. So manufacture करने के लिए immediately after independence we came up with an IPR, Industrial Policy Resolution. Industrial Policy Resolution in 1948. ठीक है? नहीं वो 56 बाद में आएगा. पहले 48 है. So I'm going by the sequence because the syllabus is industrial policy. So Sanket, listen to this. So industrial policy resolution, when we are talking about, so we want to industrialize. We want to industrialize, but there is a problem that we want socialistic idea also. We don't want to give it to the corporates or the capitalists. So पहला हमारे दिमाग में क्या था? Mixed economy. Makes sense? Do you see that we have a reason to think like that? The Nehruvian idea was like that if we give everything to the private sector, that will be there. And in fact, there was also very, very important thing was restriction on foreign import. Import substitution. I don't know. There are critics of Pandit Nehru who say that his policies were wrong. But tell me, today's Atmanirbhar Bharat wasn't the same idea there also. When I say import substitution, we will not import. We will produce. But the problem is we don't have industries. How would we produce? He said, don't worry, small scale industry. So इनको क्या देंगे? Preference. Makes sense. Preference to public sector. These are good things also. These are bad also. Not everything is correct. 100% yes. There can be problems also. So he's talking about import substitution and he's talking about small scale industries. Now tell me, where will we get our big things from? Where will we get our big things from? We need big things or not? Small scale you are promoting and import you will not substitute. Who will make those big things, big heavy appliances and all that? उसके लिए है Industrial Policy Resolution 1956. I hope you are writing it. Get that? In this, it was very, very clear, public sector to play a leading role in industrialization. Industry categorized as schedules A, B, C. True or not? Everyone with me on this? If any questions, please ask. तो हमने क्या किया? A को क्या कर दिया? Strictly for public sector. B is joint. C is okay, private sector, you can do something. But there was a lot of regulation, full regulation. Centralized. Is everyone okay? And foreign to bilkul mana hai. So both of them, can I say, belong to the same family? That who's going to do the job? Who's going to do the job? Government is going to do the job. It's all centralized. Everything. So well, people, will they have choices? Not much choice. Jo government bana rahi. Kya bana rahi? Government was making soap also, tissue paper also, everything that you think of government ka. Achha, people who are in the government job, will they be happy? Sara hum hi ne banana hai. Will there be any feedback, any quality control? Can you give feedback and grievances? Nothing. यही बनता है, इतने में यही बनेगा. Developing countries, people are also okay with that. इसी में जीना पड़ेगा. ठीक है? Then we realize that थोड़ा बहुत यार पैसा भी कम है. We need to take some support. So 1970s, these early years, first 2 decades, no problem. ये हमारा 2 decades का मॉडल है. Did we achieve a lot in this? Well, we achieved. At our level, we achieved. SSIs were our this thing. SSI के लिए क्या बन गया? Reserved list. In fact, उनको protection दिया गया. I'm sure your economics teacher would have told you. Small scale industry, certain items were reserved that only SSI can produce them. SSI can produce them. So all that was going well. That did promote SSI, but then trust me, the quality, the scaling up, that was not possible, and that continued as a problem. Correct? 1977, another policy comes, industry policy resolution, or rather it was a statement, not a resolution, which looked at the intention. The intention now of the government is changing, and it has become decentralization and permit some FDI. But then remember, emergency happened, Janata Sarkar came, they said nahi, desh nahi bikne denge, and all those things, all that thing was this thing. Open economy yahan par nahi aayi. Open economy comes in 1990 crisis. This is Rao Manmohan time. True. In this crisis, 1991, India comes with India's industrial policy. That is called our new industrial policy. Is everyone okay? तो अभी तक क्या है? If there is, we have statement 77, 80 also. There is only selective liberalization. Get it? There were, draconian laws like, have you heard of MRTP? Yes. So there were laws which will not allow any foreign currency to move. So all those economics teachers would also tell you and all those things. But selective liberalization, इधर आता है new industrial policy, and what does it brings? It brings what? Liberalization, LPG and de-licensing, and incentive to grow. Incentive to grow. वो जो SSI की लिस्ट है ना, SSI लिस्ट वो धीरे धीरे हटाना शुरू किया. बोला big firms should come. MRTP, what was MRTP supposed to do? Restrictive trade practices. It was supposed to control that. It was supposed to control monopolies. Yes or no? It was supposed to control monopolies. But we said, no, you grow. Big companies, they can grow. Foreign exchange. FERA Act, foreign exchange regulation. Now it goes into FEMA also, and gradually foreign exchange also eases. Forex ease. Yes, this is where we not only went for private, but also MNCs. Now the market opens up. Is everyone okay? Get it? FDI ceiling of 50% removed. Yes, FIPB, Foreign Investment Promotion Board. Investment promotion was happening. Now this is what we are talking about, that this is going to bring a lot of change into our whole idea. So LPG, liberalization, privatization, globalization, private as well as MNCs are given more role, and government का काम क्या है? Government का काम क्या है? Government is a facilitator of everything. Before 1990, government had tied up everything. Post 1990, government opened everything. Is that okay? That also created its problems. I want to tell you, from 1991 onwards, that also within 10 years, we realized that there's a lot of things, a lot of imbalances in development happen. Yes or no? A lot of social sector initiatives, they were missing on that. True or not? So वो भी हमें correct करना पड़ता है. That is also there. Government has a role to play, but the idea is we could not go for all those restrictive trade practices which the government was doing. So हमारे syllabus में क्या है? Syllabus is not talking about this history which I gave you. Everyone, did you write down? This was a broad thing. Our syllabus begins with new industrial policy. What does it begin with? New industrial policy. So where will we get that? New industrial policy. So in our syllabus we have industrial policy, liberalization, and MNCs, multinationals. So this is a handout. After the class, I will be posting it in the update section. Is everyone okay? Did you realize that industrial policy, reading the industrial policy will not be of much use for us? This is more economy. Concept of industrial policy is this 1956 resolution, then 1991 major shift happened. The main aim was to unshackle the country's industrial economy. MRTP Act was removed, except some specified industry. All those schedules were removed, except for some specified industry. Industrial licensing was abolished. Foreign investment will be encouraged. It will encourage foreign trading companies. In view of injecting the desired level of technological dynamism, automatic approvals were given. MRTP monopolies and restrictive trade practices, which were almost being rendered non-functional. Dilution of FERA happened. Yes, disinvestment happened. Abolition of CCI and wealth taxes. General reduction. economics? Yes or no? The new industrial policy goes all out to woo foreign capital. It provides 51% foreign equity. This runs counter to Nehruvian model. Experts fear that over-enthusiasm to welcome foreign capital and free this thing can create problems. It is also alleged that the policy has been framed at the instance of IMF and the Western countries. Everyone is Sri Lanka facing the same situation. Remember 1990s, India experienced a huge forex crisis also, same as Sri Lanka. So when you are going to help to seek help from IMF, will they give their conditions or not? Everyone. True. Problem to hogi. The same thing has happened. This they may create Brazil or Mexico like economic crisis. Well, India was smart. India took that also. But we kept in our mind that we have to keep in mind that the social sector reforms are also happening. So India is always a mixed model. We did not blindly follow that. So there the policymakers should be somewhere congratulated. Okay. I also believe कुछ public sector reforms भी होने चाहिए. Some disinvestment. Yes. Can I say professionalization, management, restructuring? So, do you see a smart thing that happened from the side of India? The critics were absolutely okay. The critics said that, we are following this, IMF is doing that, but we maintained the public sectors. In fact, we worked on them, and even till now, reforms are going on. True or not? Yes. So all these things were there, और ये बाहर से नहीं आया. If you heard of Arjun Sen Gupta committee recommendation, अब ये economic city से ज़्यादा पढ़ाएंगे, but the fact is these committees were always there. They were always talking about it. Do we get that? So this is what we started. तो मुझे नहीं लगता कि हमसे ऐसा कुछ question पूछेगा. But the policy is there, so you should know something of that. But I want to set up something new for all of you. Everyone, please pay attention. This is 1991 reform. We went for LPG. We went for liberalization. All these delicensing happened. Did it help our industry? Did it help our private sector to grow? Yes. Did it help in reforming the public sector? And were the results also felt? 1991, the results were also felt or not? I want to add something to this. If you look at growth post 1991, if you look at average growth post 1991, we are in 2022. So how many years? 30 years. Can I today assessment कर सकता हूँ? If I have some data, was 1991 good or not? We all agree it is good. But was it equally good everywhere? So if I take three sectors, agriculture, industry, and services. So if you ask me the growth which has happened, this is around 3% per annum. Yes, this is around 7.5 to 8%. And this one is around 9 to 9.5%. So which one do you see really took a jump? Which one do you see really took a jump? Service sector. So LPG did not help much to our agri. Yes, health industry, but double tick, wow to services. Do you get that? And if a country wants to move from developing to developed, this journey is must. Level 1, level 2, and level 3. Is everyone okay? India seems to have bypassed it. Industry has also grown, no doubt about that. But our industry was so low that this would have happened otherwise also. Agar hum private sector ko, if we had given the freedom, they would have done it even then. And you don't realize what went missing was that agriculture is employment intensive. True, this is also employment intensive, but this is capital and technology intensive. So what has happened is India's focus on this has led to growth, but a special kind of growth. What is it? Not skilled labor, jobless growth. Growth has happened. In GDP, you will find, yes, you will find that the contribution of GDP per, is it going down or not? It has gone down. Here it is almost the same, but here the most of the gross value created. Yes or no? That's what we are talking about, that this is the service sector. और यहाँ पर क्या employment है नहीं? Employment है नहीं, but population is here. Everyone. यही population अब इधर ढूंढ रही है. Where does this population want to come? Wants to come into services. They want to come into services. Now comes the big problem: are they skilled? If they are not skilled, and they come to service sector, which is mostly urban area, will they be exploited? Tell me, a person moving from all the agrarian belt to Delhi and Mumbai, can he become a construction labor? Can he become a Zomato delivery boy? And if he or she knows how to drive or ride a bike, can he join Uber and Ola? Possible? Add to it one more option, पकौड़ा. पकौड़ा भी तो बना सकता है. By पकौड़ा I can say ढाबा खोल देगा. Can you open a ढाबा? Yes. Pan bidi shop. Can you do that? He's coming here for that. Cost of living is very high. Cost of living is very high. And skill level is not that high. Menial jobs मिलेंगे. Where will he live? Live in the slums. Can you see this whole structure is one of the causes of the problems in urban areas or settlements in India? Now everyone think about it. This has happened in South India. Everyone think about it. This has happened in South India. Employment boom happened in that belt. Remember Chennai Bangalore belt industry. And Bangalore used to be the hub of electricals and electronics. Those electricals and electronics upgraded to IT. Natural thing. You will find their poverty, their inequality, their skill level is different. North India में बहुत ज़्यादा है. North India में your parents are saying किसी काम का नहीं ना, like you're not doing anything, this and that, and one day you say okay मैं जा रहा हूँ, I'm going to Bombay, अब hero बन के आऊँगा. I don't know whether you become hero or not, but there are many menial jobs which you will get. You will not even tell your parents what you are doing. उधर होटल में ही काम कर रहा है. True or not? होटल में शाम को खाना भी मिलता है, सब कुछ मिलता है. You're sending some money also back. But the fact is that the future is not that great. True. मुंबई में कितने लोगों ने कितना वो सब बना रहे पाव भाजी. बिहार से बहुत लोग ये सब काम कर रहे हैं, बहुत सारे ईटरीज, छोटे छोटे ईटरीज है. स्नेहा सिंह, अक्षय कुमार फ्यूचर घर तो ये बता के जाएगा मैं अक्षय बनूं. वड़ा पाव. Yes or no? So everyone, do you see the paradox? Is for government of India, the government of India says Skill India Mission, Make in India Mission, National Manufacturing Policy. Yes. और क्या है? What else the government is looking at? Ease of doing business. Yes, Startup India. Is government making moves in the right direction? Yes or no? Clusters नहीं, corridors. Sorry, clusters तो है हमारे पास. Have you heard of industrial corridors? Government is creating corridors. Industrial corridors. I even told you freight corridors. Freight corridors. Multimodal transport. किसी ने कहा SEZ, but SEZ यहीं पर आ गया था. SEZ तो यहीं पर आ गया था. SEZ came in this model. MNCs के साथ आ गया था. SEZ came in 2000. अब जो गवर्नमेंट का आया 2011 में नेशनल मैन्युफैक्चरिंग पॉलिसी. दिस इज इंपॉर्टेंट. स्किल इंडिया, मेक इन इंडिया, तो ये इंपॉर्टेंट. अगर PLI, एब्सोल्युटली PLI स्कीम वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. सर तक बॉन्ड मार्केट तो वो कैपिटल के लिए हो गया ना. PLI इज पर्टिकुलरली अबाउट द इंडस्ट्री. NIMZ आर नेशनल इन्वेस्टमेंट मैन्युफैक्चरिंग जोन्स. यस एवरीवन, आर यू विद मी? आई वांट टू एंड द क्लास विद अ होमवर्क. आई वांट टू एंड द क्लास विद अ होमवर्क. करेंगे वन होमवर्क. 1, 2, 3, 4. Industrial policy and development. This is current affairs. So 2011, well, that's the bigger thing that under which we are having NIMZ's industrial corridors. ये पता करना. Everyone, please find out what is happening on this. Can you get me the current status? Yes. Can you get me the PLI schemes, sectors, industries? Can you tell me which are the corridors? Freight corridor. यहाँ Greater Noida में multimodal transport has been created. What are the freight corridors? Can you do this? Will it be helpful in GS also? GS mapping. सिर्फ वो वाला काम देना. Possible? Because new industrial policy is 1991. I'm sure the examiner will not ask that. He will ask that what have been the changes and what is this national manufacturing policy? And he will also ask us the rationale. Everyone, do you see the rationale? India from agriculture just going to services, bypassing the essential industry is not a good idea. We should be able to produce. China is facing a lot of challenges. Can we replace China in manufacturing hub? Can we become? Do we have a cheap labor? Do we have a need for employment generation? Does the government come with a promise of 100 million this thing jobs? ये यहाँ पर आया है. इसका आप promise देखिएगा. What is the national manufacturing policy? Please find out what are the aims and provisions. आप देखेंगे तो आपको लगेगा ये तो बिल्कुल जॉब के लिए बना है. This is for job. This is for industry. PLI very very important. PLI scheme is the most important thing that we are doing right now. NIMZs बन गए हैं. We started talking about NIMZs. What are NIMZs? I'll talk about in the next class. So this is something on liberalization. Again, your economy teacher also gives, but I have added as a handout liberalization and MNCs. These are there, but we will be talking about in the next class. Now, next class, as per the schedule, is trade and transport. Yes, and we are having auto industry. So I would like to take automobile industry in trade and transport in the next class. Okay, that I will also take the policy there. ये policy continue करेंगे everyone. Can I expect you to submit this 4 things? Only 4 things from the internet. कहाँ से मिलेगा? Internet. This 1 page on this, and all these 3 in 1 page. So 2 pages I'm looking at. National manufacturing policy, its highlights, aims, and provisions. Is everyone okay? No confusion? Highlights, aims, and provisions of national manufacturing policy, one page, only one page. Correct? The industrial corridors, freight corridors, multimodal transport, NIMZ, PLI schemes, which are right now, they all combined one page, only 2 pages. You can submit to me. Is everyone okay? And a request, everyone, a request. The more you read with me, the more things will actually register. You will get the language also, you get the confidence also. You'll see that whatever I'm doing, I will make sure that I've given you a handout on that. From my side, the syllabus handouts, everything will be there. But I'm not just looking at, you just going and writing the examination. We have to do that. So tomorrow I'll be going into auto sector also along with trade and transport. It is a good connection that we can have. This whole thing, where our automobile industry, what is the status? What are the government initiative? All those things I've already put on there. So it will be there. EV ki bhi baat ho rahi hai. And we need a map also. So where all auto is there, that will also be there. Industry clusters and locations. I am looking at it from a geography point of view, but I want you to look at it from a current point of view also. Challenges, opportunity. ये भी बताऊंगा कि मैप में कैसे डालना. आज नहीं डाल पाया. Can you see a very innovative way of doing this? If somebody asks you trends of policies, so this was one way. We were challenging. I challenged my master stroke students once. I said, how can we make a policy answer look geographical? I said, how can we make it? Let's do that. So I'm not allowing you anything else. You have to make a policy answer look geographical. And they came up with this amazing thing. Sir, when we were under 5-year plans, no, only Delhi, Bokaro, Bhilai, these were there. But after LPG, yes, Gandhinagar, Mohali, this thing, Chennai, and IT industry made a boom. And sir, from 2004 onwards, now we are looking at sunrise industries. We are looking at national manufacturing policy. We are looking at national highways. We are looking at saving investment, make in India, and all those things you can write there. Tell me, is this anywhere in any book? I just showed you the slides also. Policy seen from a geographical point of view. That's why I always keep on inviting my students. It's your dreams. Bhai, agar koi internet say somebody is doing from internet, copying from internet and giving you, that may make your work easy. But this is digestion. This is real brain thing coming in. ये book में नहीं दिया हुआ. अभी ये क्या है? Golden quadrilateral. You can write भारतमाला. You can write NIMZ. यहाँ पे NIMZ बनेंगे. I would want ये जो आपको दिख रहा है इस exercise में homework assignment. And I only give this to geography optional students. GS वाले से करेंगे तो लड़ने आ जाएगा यार. Geography optional student, I train you people to grow into that. Can I expect a map on this? PLI scheme, NIMZ, map पे दिखाओ यार. 1 page plus 1 map, 1 India map. National manufacturing policy, no map. Only the highlights. But for NIMZ, industrial corridors, show the locations. Show the east freight corridor, western freight corridor. Show me the industrial corridors, smaller corridors which are there. That will be there. So look for it. You will be seeing amazing things happening geographically. So I'll be seeing you more on this. Somebody wanted to know about SEZ. कल बता दूंगा. और how SEZ is different from NIMZ, वो भी कल बताऊँ. How SEZ is different from national manufacturing zones, NIMZs, that will also be. Is everyone okay? Industrial manufacturing zones. So I'm ending the class, though all of you will be happy. आज तो सही time पे खत्म कर रहे हैं. Every day he exceeds. So I did not give you a break today, but I thought we had to continue this. That's why then. Thank you. I'll see you tomorrow. Please don't miss the classes. All students who are listening to me on recordings, homeworks are for you also. Your dreams are no less. So make sure you reach your dreams, develop that capacity. Thank you. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.